Howdy guys, how we doing? Welcome back to another video of Amikin Survival. How we doing? Hope you guys are well. So what I want to do today is I want to head over to the Stormforge Plateau because I actually haven't been there for quite some time, and especially since the update, I've been wanting to head out that way as well because I've been told that's where you actually find all of your shards. And so if you guys don't know what the shards are, let me go ahead and head over to Stormforge first, and I'll show you guys in a moment. But let me get over here a little bit further. There we go, and we are over in Stormforge. Okay, cool. So once we load back in, let's go ahead, and I can't actually show you guys right now. But anyway, these I always forget that. And you know what it is? I'm used to the way that Westland mechanics is, and what I mean by that is you can systematically go into your inventory here, and you should be able to, well, you can actually do it here. Well, there you go. That's how you do it. God, I'm so all over the place today, but let's go ahead and have a look. All right, so these charge EXPs that you get here. So not these ones, but we want to go down a little bit further, and I want to show you these ones. So we want to find these prime shards. Now, apparently these can be found in here, and I'm keen to see exactly where we find them, and that way I can actually show you guys. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know where this little commodity is, but you know what, I just want to see it for myself because I haven't actually seen it for myself yet. So let's go ahead and do that, so we can navigate our way through. Actually, before we do that, I am keen to put on an Amikin. Oh, also I got myself a Medvin. So these are the only Amikins that you can get if you win your tier in the stadium, just to sort of give you guys a bit of an idea. So it is a physical Amikin, just to sort of give you guys an idea of that one there. And I ended up getting another Zappy, but this one actually has quite a number of buffs here. So I'm actually interested in seeing if I can get you up to full level, and potentially we might actually roll with you with as opposed to the original Zappy that I've got. But aside from that, I would like to put my Flare Wing in place. Now, I notice I've only got actually 2 slots for my Amikins and not 3, and this is only due to the fact that we've got some issues with the game. I know a lot of people would be annoyed about this as well from the developers, so let's get into it as well and address that in this video. So basically what's happened is that the update that has actually come around, there has been some changes, and one of the changes has been the issue around the durability factor of your gear. Now, when you're in combat, what happens is that you effectively lose durability of your items. So as you can see here, my durability on my backpack has already taken a hit, and also my standard Pathfinder armband has done so as well. So yeah, this has been a bit of a talking point for a lot of people. Now, I haven't actually fully gone into the Discord, but from the comments that I've seen in the previous video, there's been a lot. And a lot of people aren't too happy with how this has been handled and why it's actually happened in the first place. So I did sort of make a note of this as well when I did my initial upload video for 0.7, and I noticed it was quite strange and quite peculiar, and I called it out to suggest that typically if you look at their other game models like Westland Survival and even that of another one called Mutiny Pirate Survival, you only lose a lot of these accessories upon death, which makes all the sense in the world for that to happen, right? So the fact that we've got it during combat is a little bit, I guess, a bit of a change in a sense of basically, you know, we've never had this before, and it requires us to be a little bit more vigilant, and you want to be a little bit more tougher with your player. And what I mean by that is you want to be more OP, basically, at the end of the day. That's basically where it's at. So you spend less time taking those enemies out because you can actually get through them quite quickly, but also you don't actually suffer and succumb to any sort of let's just get Zappy involved. There you go. You guys do your bidding. Yeah, so basically you would need to have you know, quite a powerful setup, you know, whether that be your player / Amikin and so on and so forth, in order for you to actually, you know, stay the course and obviously not succumb to any. Ooh, what have we got here? Ooh, okay, so this is a Sproutsy. So that's the evolved form of Rootsy. Interesting, interesting. Let's get Flare Hood involved. Sorry, Flare Wing involved. Who have I got over here? Actually, I don't know who's over there. Okay, Flare Wing, get in there. Get yourself in there. Come on. Oopsie. Ah, that's right. I forgot about this too. Now, what happens is obviously you do need to. Ah, okay. So you got Bud Brother as well. Okay, that's what that was. Okay, so you're not going to actually survive this one. Oh god, that wasn't actually a good idea. Anyway, so basically, with that was more akin to the new mechanics of this game. So there's obviously some evil Nexus trees like this, and basically, as soon as you engage in battle with one, you're actually going to get teamed up, double teamed, I should say. And that's the reason why that my Flare Wing did not actually survive that round, which is a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. Can I get close enough to... Ooh. So I've got a Scoozy Puff here. Ah, that's right. That's the evolved form of the Oogle Puff. Interesting, interesting. And, okay, Sprousy, out of the way. Goodbye. Okay, good. There we go. We got away. We did okay in that sort of sense there. But I am worried about my Flare Wing because I feel like my Flare Wing is going to need a little bit of some medical attention. So let's go ahead and sort you out, Flare Wing. And I actually don't have a lot of heals left either, so I've got to be a little bit savvy with this too. And alright, so I feel like I'm going to need Zappy for the interim until I get Flare Wing sorted out. So yeah, so a lot of people had basically had some issues with this. Oh Jesus, I've got to be careful myself. Oh my god. Alright, Zappy. You good? We good? Okay, we good. Yeah, so a lot of people have taken to criticism with this update, and I feel like this is a good thing as well. And what I mean by this as well is, and I've always said this in my games, right? So I've said this in my games where if you don't like something, you basically call it out, but you got to give your reasonings why that you want to call it out and what the rationale is behind you calling out the the said issue. Now let's quickly look at the map here. Why is it all dark? It's like I haven't actually been through this place before. That's interesting. That is very interesting. Okay. I'm just going to go over here real quick. We should be able to get our way through. Yeah, we should be able to get our way through. Okay. Interesting. Anyway, so going back to it. I've always been an advocate for wanting, the developers to improve on their games, right? And ensure that they're being the best of the best. They're doing the best that they can. Obviously, granted, there's going to be some limitations to that, and there's going to be situations where they're fundamentally not going to be able to actually achieve, certain goals and do certain things for us, right? So that's, that is that. And you are level 31. Okay, I don't want to engage, but I just want to sort of whisk around and see if we can actually find these prime shards. Now, I haven't actually seen anything that indicates that we have prime shards available. Now, okay, I feel like they could be over here. So maybe let's do it, and we'll get Flare Wing involved. Now someone else is coming across, and we've got the Bead Leaf here. So let's just deal with you. You're level 41, by the way. Actually, you were a tough customer. Okay, so we've got a Fawn. See, the third slot for my armband would be sufficient in this because I would have had Swimander here doing the business, but unfortunately I do not. So, ooh. Oh, and we've got a Dewey here as well, so you know what, Zappy, jump in. Gotta sub you in, mate. Alright, and, oh no. Oh Jesus. I've nearly, oh no, okay, we're good. We're good, okay, we're good, we're good. A little bit of a moment there, but we're alright. I feel like the shards should be in here, if anything. Oh, there you go. There you are. So that's where you guys find your shards. So you need to find these through these little egg nests here in order for you to ensure that you are able to craft these fellas here. And look, admittedly, you only need one per, so which is actually a good thing as well. So it is good, but yeah. So right now, it's going to take a little bit for us to actually, get an abundance of those because, well, it's not going to be an easy feat, right? What do I want to do now? I would probably... Oh, I put the wrong Zappy in. Interesting. That's funny. I didn't put my OP Zappy in. Ha! There you go. There you go. So we'll continue on. I wonder if there's actually more nests now with this update, just for the utilization of getting those prime shards. So that's something that I would be interested in learning. But going back to it now, again, like I said, and I'm starting here. I know. I apologize. I always do this. I get onto a tangent and then all of a sudden I move on to something else really quickly. So it happens. All right, go for it, buddy. You can do it. And let's just take you out nice and easy. Thank you very much. And whoop. Okay, Mr. Bud. Thank you very much. I'd love to get some of this crystallized polymer. So yeah, so what I was saying. So basically the durability loss on these items, and more particularly your armband and any other accessories like the Outlander satellite, I don't have any more durability on that despite having over 6,000 in durability. That is not cheap to fix. I still need to upgrade my workbench to actually accommodate this as well. And then by the time I do that, I still also need to sort out the resources to fix the actual satellite. But then also, as we got here, our Nomad's backpack, we can't fix that. Well, we can fix it, but it's going to cost us in order to do that. And I take issue with this because I'm so used to the other games that Helio have made that you lose durability on those specific items only upon death, not so much when you're in mid-game, mid-battling, all that sort of good stuff. So I don't know why they've done it, but I guess the reason why I go back to the whole feedback suggestion. So basically the reason why I feel like we should basically provide all this feedback is that changes can happen, and the developer has been known to go through some of these updates where it may not be favorable for a lot of the players, reverse it. They might either A, make a compromise or revert it back to the original state. So again, not specific to Amikin, but more specific to the other two games that I mentioned earlier before. So I feel like if we can provide the constructive criticism and not bashing criticism, which are two key differences in my humble opinion, because the last thing you don't want to do is you don't want to annoy the developers, right? They've made a free game for us to play and enjoy. So the least that we can do on our end here is to basically provide constructive feedback, and not so much bashing the game or anything like that. So things can change, right? So things can change, and things can be altered and updated and things like that as well. So I feel like something like this can happen, and it'll be a benefit to all of us eventually. So yeah, that's my suggestion for you guys, and I would hope that you guys actually take that on board. I know there's been a few days since the update, so there's obviously not much we can say or do from what's already been mentioned, but I feel like already by this time that the developers should have a bit of an idea, a bit of an understanding, and basically there shouldn't be any issue with them possibly making the alterations and the changes to make a bit of a compensate or a compromise, I should say. The compromise that I want to see personally for me is the repair status, right? The repairs is still too high, and I feel like they should actually update that a little bit to make it a little bit more attainable. Don't forget, when you move up a level and you've only hit tier 4 as an example, it takes a while for you to generate all of those tools and resources and time and effort to actually go out and grind and get the raw materials, craft, manufacture, and then eventually you get your rewards, right? But I've noticed with this game specifically is that the repair status is just as bad as if you were to make a brand new version of that same item. So I hope in the next update they might relax the repair status or the repair I guess requirements for each of those anything basically in the game. So weapons, clothing, things like that, right? Less quantities to repair. I feel like that's something that should be done, and I feel like that could be the argument based on. Okay, so this is another one that we've got here. So let's introduce Zappy, because there's a Coralippa here, and you are a hectic Coralippa. Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and pick you up too, because you're a level 40 plus, and already I've got an equipment broken, and I haven't been doing anything. So what broke? What actually broke? Okay, so that broke, but it wasn't being attacked. That's interesting. Very interesting. Okay, my Oogle Puff. Oop. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Alright, Rootsy. Okay, you need to go bye-bye. Okay, beautiful. Let's go ahead and pick up this as well. So at least there's 2 nests that we've actually got here as well, which is actually a nice little surprise. And I didn't get the Prime Shard. Well, that's disappointing. Okay, let's feed you guys. And I think I'm good with this. I've got a lot of this anyway, so... And I've got a bit of that for now, so which is fine. So I'm only just really picking out some bits and pieces for myself. So, you know, just ensuring that I'm getting, you know, my worth in this run. But anyway, that's basically what I feel like that the devs should do. I guess they would take the review on, not a problem. I see that happening, and if not already. But more importantly, what I want to see is an outcome. So I feel like the outcome for this should be they make a bit of a compromising recommendation, and they, you know, I guess relax the repair for your for all of our gear, or they revert it back to the original state, and basically it'll be broken upon death. And I feel like that should be something there. The armor and obviously the weapons, naturally they should be tied to battle, right? And that's pretty standard, and that's consistent throughout their other games as well. But I feel like that should be something that should be looked at, you know, and I guess re-engineered. And this is the beauty part of having a brand new game, right? The devs have the unique opportunity to try things that they haven't been able to try with their other games. And what I mean by that specifically, we've got a Dewey over here too, so let's go ahead and drop you in. The unique opportunity for these guys is to essentially have a go and... Oh, Jesus, that's not good. Who do we fall to? So we fell to a Flare Hoop. Flare Wing. I'll get you in there. Oh, Jesus. No. Okay, let's get out of there. It's a little bit too hot, and I'm running low on heals, so I'm not going to be able to get through this, unfortunately. But I'm going to have to try and find my way out of here, and I feel like the only way I'm going to be able to do this is obviously get back out of the game and jump back in, and that's a classic way of doing it too, by the way, guys. So I'm sure a lot of you guys already know that, but yeah, I feel like it gives the creative freedom for the developers to try new things because it's a brand new emerging game, and I feel like there's going to be a bit more tolerance behind that for a lot of people, because a lot of people would understand that it is a new game. It's still expanding. It's not, you know, a polished game per se. And what I mean by that is there's still things to come. It's not the complete article. We still got a lot of things that that still haven't happened in this game, and there's going to be a lot of things that will happen in this game. Obviously, we don't know that. We're not privy to that information. But you know, if you're looking at it from another lens, it's a brand new game. There's still a lot of potential in it, and it gives them creative freedom to try things, which they may not have been able to be confidently able to do in the other well-established games. So I guess this serves as a good benchmark for them, and depending on how receptive the audience is, whether it's for better or for worse, they may implement a variation of that in their already established games, and vice versa. They might bring things across from the established games into this game to help push it along, depending on when the timing is right, of course. So I feel like that's something that, you know, that could be looked at and could be you know, considered. So it just all depends on that as well. So again, this is me being you know, peeling the layers back and looking at it from a different lens, like I said. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what your thoughts are with this update. You know, obviously a lot of people I would imagine are not so happy with the set update, and other people, you know, might be okay with it. Who knows? You know, it might add the extra degree, layer of difficulty. Some people might like that. Some people might like the game a little bit more hardcore. That's another thing that some people would need to consider as well. They might prefer it in this sort of sense because it is a little bit more harder. It challenges you to do more things, and it challenges you to, you know, be a little bit more savvy and smart with how you sort of conduct yourself within the game. Not just, you know, going in guns blazing and, you know, try to kill everything in sight, or attack, or, you know, defeat everything in sight, let's say. And yeah, So it might actually help sharpen your skills and be a little bit on the more conservative side and pick your battles, basically, is probably the idea, which that'll in turn will, I guess, stunt your progression as well, because you're not actually taking anyone, all of the enemies out, freely, because you have to be a little bit more strategic. So there's that. So I guess it takes a little bit more time to do things. So there's that aspect as well, and that'll impact you in, taking home more items than what you would have in the past. So I guess that's where that's at. But that's my suggestions and my thoughts and outlook on how I see things, and I try and see it from a glass half full. You got to play devil's advocate. Yes, I am a player. I am a person that enjoys the game, and it's hard to see when things change. It may not be in the benefit for a lot of people, including myself, because it makes things a little bit harder. Like I said, I've already had some feedback from the previous update as well in my previous video. So yeah, suffice to say that the current update is not the best well received, but like I said, it gives the option, it throws it back into the devs court there, and they've got the option to either revert it, change it, or compromise and make something that might be, appease to everyone. And I feel like that's basically where it's going to be at. Personally, I feel like there's going to be a compromise, and hopefully we'll see that shortly. One thing I would love to see is us given the ability to chop these things down. Naturally, we can't do anything with this because I'm tapping on that icon there. As you can see, I do have an axe, and the reason why I sort of say this as well, yes, it does. This introduction does add a layer of complexity to the battle system, but there should also be an option where we can actually destroy these things, and maybe this is where the prime shards should come from, as opposed to the nests. That could be a good option too. As opposed to getting Nexus seeds, we'll get prime shards. That could be something that the devs could look at as an alternative. And the reason why I'm saying this is that, some people may not be happy with the battle system and being doubled up and ganged up on, as opposed to 1v1 or 2v1, because you've got an Amikin that will help you in battle. But I don't know. This is something that I'm sort of thinking just off the top of my head as I'm seeing it. And if we actually defeat, the red Nexus tree, then it should wear off the curse, I guess, surrounding the Amikins in the local area of the vicinity of this, and then it goes back to 1v1 battling, meaning that we have a little bit more in being a little bit more savvy in our way around the map. So I guess that's what I'm sort of trying to emphasize here. But anyway, guys, like I said, I just wanted to sort of go through this a little bit and just sort of give you guys a bit of an idea and how I think and what I think is possibly a good way of doing this, and setting the tone for future things as well. So again, like I said, they're not always going to get it perfect. They're not always going to get it bang on. They're always going to have, it's always going to be, hit and miss. And especially with a game that's still so new, they've still got a lot of things to add and implement into the game because of its infancy. And there's always going to be things that may not be in favor for all of us. So again, constructive criticisms, justification as to why that you feel like you don't like this addition, or you don't like a change, or you don't like whatever it might be, or again, you give it praise, and if it's praise that it's good, and you might want to offer a suggestion to improve it even further, even do that, because that's all obviously going to help the devs make decisions down the road, and it might even be a better quality of life improvement for everyone, not just yourself. So free game, free advice. I feel like it's a two-way street. That's how I'm sort of going to suggest it, and that's how I'm going to leave it. So I want to thank you guys for stopping by, checking out this one here. Make sure you leave a like, comment down below, share if you can, and if you guys are new to the channel or not and you want to see more, be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos. Alrighty guys, take it easy from me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.